To the Zent's Wellness Room. I'm Allison, and here at the Zent's Wellness Room, we offer practices to reduce stress in the body, to help calm the mind, especially in these times. We really need these practices. So welcome. We're so happy that you're here. Today's practice is going to be about a 45-minute practice, and it's going to be to help cultivate a commitment in your body. So I find in these times when there's not as much structure in our lives that we need a little more fire, a little more of that energy to push us and stay focused. So that's what this practice is designed for. We're actually going to work a lot of fire in the body. We're going to do a little core work, and we're going to have some fun. So welcome. And this is more of a level 2 class. But anyone is still welcome. Just to ask you to modify. If it's too much, you can just take a break. So, okay, here we go. Let's come back to our mats and find a comfortable seat. And make sure that your spine is upright and tall. And then you can find a cross-legged position. You can also start lying on your back if you would rather do that. That's absolutely fine. I'm just going to rest the hands on the thighs. And we'll close our eyes. So take a moment in the beginning here just to center yourself. Let your face relax and just actually let your whole body soften into your seat. And take a nice big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just making a slight ha sound. And again, inhale, big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And last one, inhale, big breath in. This time we're just going to pause here. Hold the breath, retain the breath, and feel the inner body fill up with your breath. Tongue is resting on the roof of the mouth. And then slowly let the breath out through your mouth. Great. And then on your next inhalation, we'll bring the hands together in a prayer position. So we can use this mudra to make an offering to our practice. So the theme that we're using today is cultivating commitment. And so that also means, what is it that you want to let go of, and what are you wanting to focus on? And it could be just in your practice, something that you want to move through your body, or maybe something that's very present for you in your life today. Something you've been wanting to commit to more. Maybe it's just your practice in general. So we're going to use that element of fire today in our bodies. Fire is the element of transformation. So we'll just take a moment to set that intention deep inside. Root it down into your seat. So allow your sitting bones to relax, shoulders to relax, and find a soft inner smile. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, sealing in that commitment, taking a gentle bow, release your hands, and we'll inhale, open our eyes. Great. And then we're going to exhale, just take a nice gentle spinal twist. So right hand comes back behind you, left hand onto the outside of the thigh or knee. Take an out breath first, just to root down through the base of your body. And then on the inhale, lift and lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, twist. So we're just going to start to wake up this solar plexus, the center in the belly, the navel center, where we cultivate fire. And then release, and we'll switch sides. Left hand back, right hand onto the outside of the knee. Start with your exhalation, just releasing and softening, and then inhale. Lift up through the spine, lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale, twist. And just take another breath or two. And then on your next inhale, we'll come back to neutral, and then go ahead and come right onto your hands and knees. So spread your fingers nice and wide here Bring your knees about hip distance apart. And we'll start with a couple movements in the spine called the cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, curl and round. I want you to emphasize the navel coming in. So you start to wake up the energy at the core. And then keep that awakening as you inhale. Arch, look up. Exhale, curl and round. One more time here. Inhaling, arch the back. And exhale, pull all the way in, stretching the upper back. And then we're going to inhale, you're going to add in the legs. So you're going to reach your left leg back. And then on the exhale, squeeze the knee in towards the core and hug in. And then inhale, radiate back out. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, reach back out. And last one on this side, exhale, squeeze, squeeze, pull into your center. Exhale, reach back out. And then we'll switch sides. Reach the right leg back. Keep those hips level and then exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, from that core, you're radiating out. So you're staying connected to your core. You pull into it here. Exhaling, and then on the inhale, you're still connected as you reach back out. One more time, inhale. And exhale, reach out. Now we're going to plant the right foot down. Stretch out your left leg and come into a plank pose. Okay, so your chest is going to be slightly forward of your hands, and then you want to melt your heart. So it's really easy to hunch the shoulders here. So want to soften the chest. If it's a lot for you here, especially because it's the beginning of class, you can take your knees down. So we're just going to start to work that belly navel center here. Good. And then exhale, lower it down again. Great. We'll take a big step forward with the hands, stretching way out. And then bring your head in line with your arm bones. Take a couple of breaths here, just simply to warm up the shoulders. So we lift the shoulders on the inhalation, lift the upper arm bones, and then slide the shoulder blades down the back. Breathe. Just relax your jaw. And then we'll inhale, come back up onto all fours, tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips and slide back. So you're going to keep your knees bent here to begin with and reach back through the inner thighs, the outer thighs. Spread open the sitting bones. You're going to keep that nice open feeling in the back of the legs, the pelvic floor, and then slowly begin to straighten the heels back and down. If your back starts to round at all, you're going to come back to knees bent. Okay. And just take a couple of breaths here, moving and stretching through the spine, relaxing the jaw. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and like we did before, exhale through the mouth. Just making a hissing sound one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Great. And then we'll walk the feet up to the top of our mats. Separate your feet about hip distance apart. Hands on the shins. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Then take a ragdoll pose here, shaking your head front to back, side to side. Just releasing. Great. And then we'll scoot the feet a little bit closer and step your left leg back into a lunge. Great. And go ahead and just move your hips forward and back until you find that place right in the center. And then we'll inhale, bring the hands up onto the hips. And if you'd like to start with the back knee down, that's fine. Those of you who are a little more at the level 2 place, you can start here with the back leg lifted. We're just going to bow forward, reaching the arms back behind. Good, and then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And just stay here for a breath or two. Back knee bends a little bit, scoop the tailbone. And then from the belly, you're going to reach up. Soft smile. Good, and then on the exhale, hands to the heart. Wrap your elbow to the outside of your knee. Hook it there. Good, and then inhale from the navel, reach out through the crown of your head. I'm just going to slowly turn to look off your right shoulder. This can also be done with the back knee down. On your next exhale, release the hands. And we'll go ahead and step back to a downward dog and reach back through the hips. And then step the left foot forward. You can either bring the back knee to the floor, keep the back leg lifted, bow forward for this first breath. So you're moving the inner thighs back and apart. And you want to open the back body. And then start to sink your tailbone without losing that. Reach the arms. So there's a sense of rooting the tail towards the earth, right? And that's what's going to help you get more lift, more extension upward. Exhale, bow forward. You can take your right elbow to the outside of the knee, hands fold at the heart. Now here, just pause for a moment and make sure that you're stabilizing your legs. You really want to push down through the feet. Then inhale, lengthen and twist. Stimulate we call it the fire in the belly, the agni. And with every breath, we're just stoking that fire. And then exhale, release, slide your way back, and go ahead and just stretch. Bend one knee at a time. Breathe, find that deep release inside after coming out of the pose. Great. And then we'll inhale, slide forward into a plank. Exhale, lower down. Let's warm up the spine in cobra here. So just come up into a baby cobra, elbows in, shoulders roll back. Wait for the breath. So tailbone scoops at the bottom of the breath. Then inhale, rise up. Yeah, great. And take a couple of breaths here. The gaze is down past the tip of the nose. One more breath in. Exhale, lower, and press back through the knees. You can come here to a half dog if you feel like you need a short rest. Otherwise, we'll come right back to downward facing dog. Full stretch in the arms. Make sure there's no tension in your neck. At the bottom of your next breath, look up between your hands. Step or hop forward, inhaling halfway lift. And on the exhale, deep bow. Inhale, leading with your heart, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. We'll just come here, stand on this side. We'll stand here in mountain pose, Samasthiti. I want you to let your awareness drop all the way inside and just see if you can feel into the solar plexus area, just in the navel, just above the navel and back. And you can almost visualize a sun, a radiant sun in all directions. So this is the chakra that relates to our personal will, that ability to stay committed. So we'll start here, just committing to our practice time together here on the mat. Deep breath in. On the exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We'll move through some sun salutations. Look up. Exhale, fold forward. Deep bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale, step or hop back to plank pose. And just pause here for a couple of breaths. So continuing to work the core, navel lifts, and then from the belly, we're reaching back through the heels and forward through the crown. Try not to collapse the heart center or even over around it. Soften in, inhale. On the exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way to your bellies. Reach back into release the hands. Inhale, rise up. Spread all 10 toes as you look down. Soft Ujjayi breathing. So we're going to make a soft, sweet sound with our breath. And go ahead and take one more big breath in. Exhale, hands by the chest. Press back either straight legs or through your knees. Right back to downward facing dog. And stay here for a few breaths. So the inner thighs move back and apart as the outer calves hug in towards the midline. Yeah. And that creates more stability in the hips, the lower back. And let's follow the breath all the way out to the tail end. Find that place at the bottom of the breath where the pelvic floor tones slightly. Look between your hands and either hop or step forward. Inhale right from here, lift up halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Ground into the four corners of your feet. Inhale, lead with your heart. Sweep the arms to the sky. Palms come together. Exhale, right down to your center line. We'll just keep moving through one more Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, fold forward and down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale, step back to plank. Take a deep breath into the navel, soften the heart space. Exhale, lower. Chaturanga. And then come through to either stick with the cobra or you can come to upward dog. In upward dog, the thigh bones lift and the shoulders are right over your wrists. Heads of the arm bones back. Heart open. Deep breath in. And exhale either through the knees or straight legs, right back. Downward dog for a few breaths. Great. We're going to take one more full breath in and a full breath out. And then from here, let's walk our feet together and sweep the right leg to the sky in one-legged dog. And just pause here for a moment and hug the inner thighs together, kind of like you're holding onto a tennis ball there. Just squeeze in, find your core. And then from there, start to open it. I'm going to try not to lose the stability in the shoulders here. Good, and then on the exhalation, step all the way through to a lunge. Turn the back heel to the floor and inhale. Come up halfway like we did before. Now, commit to this front leg, yeah? So you're going to bend all the way into the front foot, front heel grounding. And then ground the edge of your back foot. Now, from those 2 points, we're going to come up nice and slowly, keeping that balance of tailbone rooting, low belly lifting in and up, and then inhale, look up. Take a breath. Exhale, bow forward, touch the floor, come up onto your back toes, and then walk up onto this standing leg. And just pause here for a moment. So you want to keep the hips level for this one. Don't let that left hip hike up. Hips are level, the standing leg is really strong. Then once you're here, you might just stay here if it's enough. Otherwise, arms come wide for airplane dekasana. Take some deep breaths here. This is a super fiery pose. It takes a lot of commitment. So stay with it. And then on the exhale, release the hands. Beautiful exhale. Step all the way back, and then we'll reach right back to downward facing dog. Just walk your dog out, breathe. And if you need a child's pose, that's fine. Just simply stay committed to your practice. Good, walk your feet together, left leg to the sky, inhale. And bend the knee, open it up just for a breath or two. And on the exhale, step all the way through, turn your back heel to the floor, back foot out, 45 degrees. Inhale, come on up. We'll just take a pause here. So grounding firmly into this front leg. Connect the outer edge of your back foot to the ground, and then inhale, rise up. So lots of rooting through the tailbone here, lots, more than you would think. And then from that rooting, you expand, you lift, like a flower, you start to blossom. Exhale, bow forward, and step up onto the left leg, and then again, just take a moment to pause. You want to roll that back thigh bone in so the hips are level. Yeah, and you may find this is plenty for you right here. And if it is, that's fine. Just work it here. Work on stabilizing the standing leg. Otherwise, reach the arms out into airplane dekasana. And again, stay with it. Strong standing leg, lift the heart. Back to your breath. One more breath in. And exhale, release. Very good. Let's step all the way back to a downward facing dog. Great. And then we'll inhale, come into plank pose. Hold it with the belly soft and the heart. Strong legs. You guys got this. We're just working that element of fire in the body. If you feel challenged, if you feel that heat, it's good. It's the heat of transformation. It's called tapas. So take another breath in. And then exhale, lower all the way to your bellies. Very good. And take a pause here. Let's go ahead and rest the forehead here on the hands. Take a couple of breaths to literally catch your breath. Breathe into the kidneys in the back. Yeah. So we're going to take a pose called full pranam, since we're here already. So stretch the arms right out in front, and you'll rest your head on the floor, forehead on the floor. I'm going to lift mine so I can talk to you. And then what you want to do is on your exhalation, start to move your tailbone towards your heels. That's going to lengthen the lumbar spine, okay? So we're just going to hold this pose, full pranam. And you can bring your focus to that which you feel like super committed to in your life right now. There's always something, we're always growing as humans. So what is that edge, that growing edge for you that you'd like to just set into motion, commitment? And just take a couple of breaths as you lay here flat on the ground, breathing in, breathing out. Good, we're going to take our next breath all the way out and slide your hands by your chest and inhale, come on up to cobra or the full upward facing dog, your choice. And then lift the belly and slide your legs back down facing dog. And downward dog starting to feel a little easier, I bet. Let's just take a few breaths here. Follow your next exhalation all the way out. Bend the knees and either hop or step. Hopping's kind of fun. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. And then inhale, leading with your heart, or the Hastasana, stretch the arms up. Exhale, the hands right down to the heart center. Beautiful. Very nice. So let's go ahead and move on to some balancing poses. So we're going to take Garudasana, standing on the left leg first. Lift your right leg and keep your hips level here so you can use your hands to measure your hips. Then we're going to lift the right leg up and over the left and wrap it around. Now, whoop, if you fall over, that's fine. You can also use a wall if you need to. If you can, hook your toes around the back of the calf. It's not necessary, okay? So then from here, the opposite arm goes on top. So left arm on top, right arm underneath. Fold your hands as best that they will go. And then for this first part of eagle, we're going to pull all the way in. We're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze in. Squeeze it in. Look in towards your chest. Great. And then inhale. We'll lift the elbows up. Yeah. And on the exhale, release. And slowly come back to, you're going to come back to this warrior three, the airplane variation of warrior three. Beautiful. And then exhale, go ahead and come right back down, all the way back to downward dog. Go ahead and just stretch it all the way out. And then we'll step or hop to the front of our mats. Inhale, look up, and exhale, fold forward. And inhale, come all the way back up. Stretch the arms to the sky. Why not? Exhale, hands to the heart. Now we're going to come up onto the other leg. Standing on the right leg, wrap your leg around, and if you can, hook your toes. Yep, this time, other arm on top. And we're going to pull all the way in. So pull, pull, pull. Pull into the core of the belly. Hug into your commitment. What are you committed to? How much are you willing to show up for yourself? Good. And then inhale, we'll rise back up. Lift the elbows. This is a great pose for bringing our energy right into a focus place, right at the third eye. Then release the arms. I did this sideways so you can see we just go right into the airplane, touching the floor. You can bow in for standing split, and then we'll step it all the way back to a downward facing dog. And from down dog, let's just come onto our knees, rest back on the heels, and breathe. Just take a few deep breaths here. And just listen to your breath and feel the fire in your body. You can feel how the heat is transforming, right? It's transforming the stuckness in your body. It's moving energy. And then we'll just inhale, come on up, and we'll come into a side plank. So we've been doing a lot of regular plank. What we're going to do, and you can watch if you haven't done this, is come into plank, and then we'll set the left hand to start in the front of the mat in the center and roll to the outer edge of the foot. Now, the feet need to be stacked here. If you find yourself crunching up your feet, you'll take one foot out in front, okay? It can also be done with your back knee down. Okay, so otherwise, stack up the feet. Feet should be like in Samastitihi, and hips are level. They're not sinking, they're not too high. Great. Look up towards your thumb. Steady your breath. And then if you want to play a little bit more, you can lift that right leg, work the core here, maybe even bending the knee and taking the foot back behind you. And then you can lift the hips, curl the head back, and stretch the arm overhead for wild thing. So the sacrum comes in and up. And then on the exhale, you're going to come out nice and slowly. And you can either come right back to downward dog, take your knees down for child's pose, and breathe. Wherever you are, taking a few steady Ujjayi breaths, just listening. Great. And then we'll come to the other side. So from plank pose, we step the right hand up, forward, and in the middle, and then stack the feet. Okay, so this takes a lot of stability, this pose, strength, inner strength, right? Core strength, commitment, Abyasa we call it. So showing up for your practice, commitment. Then you want to let go, open it up, breathe. Just simply feel the whole pose. You can relax into your soft strength. If you like, float the leg. Some of you might like to bend the top knee, take it the foot back, and then you'll lift the hips. It's really a hoisting, pushing of the right arm as you lift the hips. Curl back. And then exhale, slowly come back down. Stretch back into downward dog, and then we'll simply come down onto the knees. Rest back. Deepen your breath. Let the wind of your breath soften the body. Go in and soften the muscles. And then we'll inhale, come on up. So we're going to come into Navasana. This is called the boat pose. And we'll do a couple of different variations here today. So you can start here just leaning back on the apex of the sitting bones. And then you want to lift your chest and you'll lift your feet, take your hands behind your legs. So this is the first variation. You're welcome to just stick with this. Second variation would be to extend the arms, and we're drawing the navel into the spine and lifting the chest here. And then the final variation is to stretch the legs straight, toes are right about at eye level, and you want to smile. Breathe deeply and smile. Hold it and stay committed. Those inner thighs squeeze in, chest lifts. Now, from here, we're going to fold in. Just rest here where you take your hands in, so it's not a full rest. And take a deep breath in, and then exhale. You'll come back to whatever pose you were doing. And if it's full Navasana, reach. You might feel a little shaky. It's all good. Just work it. Work the fire element. Now, from here, we're going to slowly lower and just hover. Some of you might find yourself just collapsing all the way down. It's all okay. And then you're going to lift it back up. Hold the knees in. That was it. We're just going to do one. Okay? And then we'll cross our legs and roll over, and you can walk yourself back to a half dog pose, stretching out through the arms. Knees come directly underneath the hips, and go ahead and stretch your hips back one at a time, reaching. Breathe out through your mouth a few times, relax any tension in the jaw. Beautiful. And then inhale, we'll come back up to sitting. We're going to do a little more ab work here. So for this one, we're going to lie on our backs, and you'll take your legs up to a 90-degree angle. And I like to imagine that the ceiling is like a canvas, and my feet are paintbrushes. And you can play with any colors you want. Just brings a little creativity into the movement. Now the hands can either tuck underneath the outer buttocks, or arms can come overhead. A little more challenging if the arms are here. Okay, we'll start here. So then we're going to take the legs down, and you're just going to go to right where you feel like your edge is. You're going to keep the navel in towards the spine, and then inhale, come back up. And exhale, go down. You might be able to go a little lower this time. Inhale, bring the legs back up. Exhale, maybe even a little lower, and just hover. And then inhale, come back up. So a few more times, just go to where your edge is. We exhale as the legs go down, and inhale as the legs come up. And exhale, inhale. So remember, you can be right here, totally fine. It doesn't really matter how much you go, as long as you're committed and you're connected, you're staying focused. Okay, one more. Great, and then we'll bend the knees, draw the knees into the chest. Roll a little bit side to massage the lower back. And you can take your head up to your knees. Just give a squeeze, hold on to your feet, and squeeze in. Good, one more breath, and then you're going to exhale. Let go, lie back down. And we'll turn the feet out and just do some windshield wiper movements. Inhaling, exhale. Inhale and exhale. And one more, both sides. Great, and then inhale, bring the knees back in. And we're going to roll a few times on the back, up and down, working up the spine. And then we'll come all the way up to standing. So we're going to do one more pose. It's called the archer's pose. It's actually a Kundalini pose. And I find this one really powerful for staying committed. So you're going to turn your left foot out, back foot parallel. So the arms are going to stretch up with the thumbs pointing up. And then you'll fold the first four fingers in. Okay? And we're going to take a deep breath in. And just before you go in, check inside with yourself. Check into your personal will. Like whether it's changing a habit in your life or changing a pattern or something that's going on in your relationship or maybe your work or with your kids. What do you feel like you need to commit more to? So maybe it's like shifting your diet. It's springtime, right? So maybe we're like wanting to do a little bit of a purification. It takes a lot of commitment to change our patterns with food. So we're just gonna connect into that personal commitment, and then exhale, bend your front knee right over your ankle. And look directly at your left thumb. Okay? So the normal pose for this, I believe, is 5 minutes per side. We're not going to do that today. We're going to hold for about a minute on each side. So I want you to just stay here. Be strong in your center. I love the term strong back, soft front. Strong spine, open heart. Stay gazing at your thumb. Deep Ujjayi breaths. Find the inner smile in the face of the intensity. So how centered can you be in the face of adversity? That's what this pose really works for us. Can you cultivate an unwavering commitment to your path, to your practice, to yourself, your own personal growth? 1 or 2 more breaths here. Stay with it. Drop in a little bit deeper. Try to find the soft strength. Beautiful. And then inhale. Come up. Just go ahead and shake the arms a few times. And then we're going to go right over to the other side. And then we'll cool down. Inhale, stretch the arms, turns the thumbs up. Fold those first 4 fingers in. Deep breath in. Connect in your heart. And then exhale, bend the front knee. And look over your thumb. So if the knee doesn't come all the way over your heel, that's okay. Do your best. Breathe. Try not to lock the elbows or the knees for that matter. Steady commitment. Sthira sukha. Sthira is steadiness, sukha is ease. Abyasa, Vairagya. Commitment to the practice, and then the capacity to let go. Stay just a little bit longer. Look at that thumb. Keep yourself focused. Inhale, come up, shake the arms. Good work. Very good work. Breathe and release. Wonderful. Let's come back to standing, and then we're going to bend the knees and we'll make our way right onto our backs. Wonderful. So from here, we'll take the feet hip distance apart. Thigh bones are parallel. Just rest here for a moment. You should feel 2 curves in your back, one in your lower back, your lumbar, one in your cervical and your neck. Take a few breaths in and a few breaths out through the mouth. Relax the jaw. The fire transforms. You might notice emotions coming up, things surfacing. It's okay. You actually want to give it space and let those emotions have some room to breathe, and then let them go. Yeah. So take a full breath in and a full breath all the way out. Press gently into the heels, lift the hips. Come all the way up onto the shoulders, keeping your thigh bones parallel. Interlace the hands, walk your shoulders straight in. And if some of you have a full back bend in your practice, you're welcome to take that, or the Dhanurasana. Otherwise, let's work it here, pressing the inner edges of the feet, inner heels, inner balls of the feet, to lift the sacrum in and up. And let the jaw relax, the chin stay neutral. And one more big in-breath, lift the hips, exhale, release your hands, lower it back down, rest the knees in, and bring your hands onto your navel center. Simply come back to your breath. Follow the in-breath and the out-breath with your awareness. Very good. Let's take the knees apart again. Rest the right ankle on the left, just above the knee. Reach through and take a hold of either the back of the leg or the shin. And then keep your feet in a little bit of flexion. Deepening your breath. Breathe right up into the hip joint, those muscles right there deep in the hips. Breathe in. Meet the sensations with your breath, with your awareness. And then we'll release the hands, cross the knees all the way over, and cactus your arms out to the side. So you'll bring your left foot back to the floor and then just gently twist over to the left. So we anchor the right shoulder as the knees twist to the left. Slow your breath down. And then on the in-breath, reach the legs back up, cross the left ankle over the right. And we'll reach through and take a hold of either the back of the leg or the shin. Little flexion in the feet as you draw the knee and pubic bone towards the floor. Okay. And then we'll release the hands, cross the knees all the way over, bring your foot to the floor, and then twist your knees over to the right. And then exhale all the breath out, inhale, come back up to center, and we'll draw the knees in. Give yourself one big last squeeze in, hugging right into the core of your being. Give yourself a big squeeze, big hug. And then we'll exhale. Get ready for Shavasana. So you're just going to find a comfortable resting pose, legs stretched out. Let the legs and feet fall away from each other, palms face up towards the ceiling, and walk your shoulders back. You just want to position your head so that your chin is neutral. If your chin is way up, it just means there's tension in your neck. So just put a little cushion or blanket under, just a blanket underneath your head, supported. Relax the jaw, the eyes. Let your whole body let go. Let your breath go. And simply allow your breath to rest in the quiet stillness for this last minute or so. And then to make your way back out, let's take some deeper breaths. Inhaling all the way. And exhale fully. And then you can begin to wiggle the toes and fingers, moving the ankles and wrists around. And we'll bend the knees one at a time. Roll to the right side, resting your head on your upper arm bone. And you want to keep the legs nice and soft as you make your way up, coming to a comfortable cross-legged seat. And we'll just take a moment here to close our practice, bring the hands together at the center of the heart. So the thumbs actually touch the sternum and the elbows are wide but floating. We set that commitment into our heart center. And with gratitude, just taking that moment to seal it in, seal the practice in. And then exhaling, offer that gratitude back out. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for practicing today with me. Once again, I'm Allison Litchfield. If you want to learn more about me, my website is AllisonLitchfield.com. And we also offer lots of classes on our Facebook page, YouTube channel for Zent's Wellness Room on YouTube. So I hope you can join some of our other amazing classes, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, everyone.